In the days when the wisdom of King Solomon guided the life of the people, in a fertile valley beside a steady flowing river, there lived a young farmer named Miriam, about 20 years old, known for her discipline and vision. While others planted according to habit, she worked with intention. Each day began before sunrise, not only with tools in hand, but with a clear plan in her mind. For her, working the land was also an act of wisdom. The valley was surrounded by gentle hills covered with olive trees and vineyards. Houses built of adobe and stone stood in small clusters around open spaces where people shared food and conversation. At dawn, the aroma of freshly baked bread mixed with the scent of moist soil. Irrigation channels, carved with effort, carried water from the river into the fields, reflecting the golden light of the sun. The sound of birds and the steady murmur of flowing water created an atmosphere of calm, yet constant labor. Miriam stood out among the others. Her dark hair, tied back with a simple linen band, framed a calm and focused face. Her eyes reflected patience, but also determination. She wore a light wool tunic secured with a leather belt that held small farming tools. Her hands, though delicate, were firm and accustomed to labor, shaped by discipline rather than strength alone. From a young age, she had learned to observe the sky, the wind, the soil. She knew when to plant, when to wait, and when to change her plans. While others relied only on tradition, Miriam held firmly to the teachings of the book of Proverbs. The plans of the diligent surely lead to abundance. For her, this was not merely a saying, it was a way of life. But one year, everything changed. The rains came at an unexpected time. The fields became saturated. Water, instead of bringing life, began to threaten the crops. Many farmers watched with concern as their work weakened. Some resigned themselves to loss. Others waited, uncertain of what to do. Miriam did not. She remembered another teaching: the diligent cultivate their land and gather abundant harvest. Without delay, she reorganized her fields. She dug new channels to redirect the excess water. She built small barriers of soil and stone to protect the most vulnerable areas. She adjusted her working hours, even under the rain, when the ground became heavier and more difficult to manage. It was not easy. Every decision required effort. Every change carried risk. But her planning gave her direction. Little by little, while other fields struggled, Miriam's land began to stabilize. The water that had threatened destruction became a resource under control. Her work did not go unnoticed. Neighbors and farmers began to approach her. They observed her methods. They asked questions. They listened. And Miriam shared. She taught what she knew without pride, always remembering that wisdom is meant to be given, not kept. She spoke of patience, observation, and discipline. She repeated the proverbs that guided her life, not as empty words, but as principles proven in the soil itself. Over time, the valley began to change. Other farmers adopted new ways of working. The fields, once uneven, began to show balance. The community grew stronger, not only in production, but in unity. When the season came to an end, the results were clear. Miriam's fields prospered, but not only hers. The abundance extended beyond a single plot of land. In the quiet of an afternoon, as she looked over the fields ready for harvest, Miriam understood something deeper than material success. Diligence was not simply working harder. It was thinking before acting. It was adapting without giving up. It was trusting that wisdom, applied consistently, produces fruit. And as the wind moved across the valley, gently swaying the fields, one truth remained firm in her heart. The one who plans with wisdom plants more than food. They plant the future.